The recent announcement of the appointment of the widow of Raila Amolo Odinga, Ida Odinga, to the top job as the permanent representative of the country called Kenya to UNEP actually tells us a lot. It tells us too much, even before we go into whether or not she's going to accept the appointment. Now, on that one, we need to be careful because there is a lot of photoshopping, cut and paste going on all around us. I want you to take a careful look at the two images on your screen right now. What do you see? Well, very obviously, it looks like somebody was very determined to prove to us that Ida Odinga has already visited State House, is already buddy-buddy, friendly, very close to President Ruto. Somebody was very determined to show that to Kenyans. So much so that they decided to do this rather shoddy photoshopping job. Yeah, but even before we go there, already there is too much that comes out with this latest Ruto appointment that has attracted wide interest right across the country. Now, before we proceed, there is something directly linked to my video today, very directly linked, that I want to very briefly, very quickly talk about. And this is about one of the new things we're doing on this channel in this new year. Okay? Many of you will remember that we have a program where if you want Kumekucha Chris to cover certain political topic, all you need to do is send me an email or even an SMS telling me which topic you want, and pop, I'm going to do that topic for you. And in this regard, one of the regulars on this channel for a long time has sent me such a request, a very fascinating one. And it is this issue of why must the party leader be a presidential candidate? Because that is normal in Kenyan politics. Party leader must be a presidential candidate. Now, that topic request is very closely linked to what I wanted to say today about Mama Ida Odinga. And therefore, I have interwoven it in this video on the appointment that has shaken Kenyans. Shortly, you'll be able to see exactly how. And of course, this new innovation is ongoing. All you have to do is shoot me an email or send me an SMS with the topic you want me to cover, and then the token of Kenya shillings 500 only to the numbers you can see on your screens right now, which may not cover the cost of researching, stopping everything else to research your topic, but will go a long way. Right, let's continue. Very shortly, we will see how John's topic is interwoven with what we have to say today about Ida Odinga. Now, the first very obvious thing that has come out of this latest development is, very simply put, the power that Mama Ida Odinga wields. She is so powerful, so very powerful, that State House has seen it fit to deal with that power in a way to try and clip her wings. Okay? And many Kenyans have already seen through this. In fact, it has confirmed my recent videos on this topic, and especially on Winnie Odinga. You know, when I first did my Winnie Odinga video, Winnie Odinga as an emerging political force, most Kenyans did not see how. Saa hizi ndo anaanza kuingia box yangu. Anyway, it is clear that Ida Odinga is the force behind Winnie Odinga. Okay? You see, Winnie Odinga has not been calling press conferences all over the place, making careless statements all over the place. Young Winnie Odinga has not been doing that. She has been very strategic. Very, very strategic. We have not seen any verbal diarrhea from her like we do from many, many politicians in the country. No, she has always chosen her words carefully. Now, this latest announcement of an appointment, tells us very clearly that the power of Mama Ida Odinga has been noted and action is being taken. Actually, to put it more bluntly, ukweli mtupu, is that in the current ongoing war within ODM, one side is very clueless, blundering all over the place, and the other side is cool, collected, strategic, and is the winner by far. Okay, and of course that is the side of Mama Ida Odinga. And now let's come to that topic suggested by one of you on party leaders. Yeah, because it is directly linked to what we're discussing here today. Now, in other democracies, the party leader is never the prime minister or the president. The party leader is exactly that, the leader of the party, which produces a president or a prime minister in another person. In my opinion, this is something that Kenya needs very badly, extremely badly. Why? For starters, it will help clip the wings of a president, and not in a bad way. Separation of powers. I believe it is rather obvious, and Kenyans have already seen this. Indeed, they have really suffered under this. This idea of getting that party leader elected president, or selected president, like in our case, and this man is all powerful. He does what he wants, even takes the country in the wrong direction, and there is nobody to tell him, hey, hold on a minute, what are you doing? I believe that is very important for us as a country just now, because the party leader has the power to call in the prime minister or the president and tell them, boss, I believe you're abandoning the policies of the party, what we stand for. You are now going in a direction that will shame the party and cause us to lose power, to lose the next election. Hiyo tunahitaji kama juzi, hata si leo. And in my opinion, Mama Ida Odinga is in pole position, is in the perfect position, in the right place at exactly the right time to be exactly that. Party leader of the ODM party, and the president or the presidential candidate will be another person. The party leader should be a prefect, okay? Different from the president or presidential candidate. I believe one day history will look at us negatively if we don't grab this opportunity of changing things in our country so that never again will we be ruled by a president who can be asked nothing, who cannot be asked anything by anybody. Let us never go back to that situation again. Well, I know there are checks and balances in the Constitution, and that if people followed it to the letter, all would be well. I'm aware of that. However, this would be the perfect extra check and balance to take our country forward to the Kenya we want. Indeed, the Kenya we need desperately. Now, super fascinatingly, there are persistent reports that it is in fact Mama Ida Odinga who has custody of the ODM registration certificate. There are even other crazy bits of information that are indicating that she may also have control over the main ODM bank account, holding some serious money. Okay? In other words, Baba left her as the custodian of what is precious to ODM. And what we know, if left in the hands of greedy politicians, would have by now been cleaned. Let us tell each other the truth. Okay? You know, it is already encouraging that it would seem that we are going in that direction. Already! Look at the Jubilee Party. The party leader is former President Uhuru Muigai Kenyatta. The Constitution, of course, does not allow him to vie for the presidency again. And therefore, we can be sure the presidential candidate for Jubilee will not be former President Uhuru Muigai Kenyatta. And what that means is that if the Jubilee presidential candidate actually wins the upcoming general election and becomes president of Kenya, they will have a boss over them, their party leader. Perfect. That is what we should strive towards. In my opinion, this is a very encouraging development that could save our nation. Because humans and their greed and their many, many shortfalls will remain the same. And we can have no guarantee that in future we could very easily end up with another William Samoei Ruto to destroy our country. I believe nobody can give us that guarantee. Nobody. You know, politically speaking, Oburu Odinga is already finished politically. It is just a matter of time. You see, the nature of politics is that it is brutal. You cannot make some blunders and even make blunder after blunder and expect that there will be no consequences on yourself politically. No, that can never happen. And by the way, I don't know if you have noticed that there are all kinds of skeletons emerging from the closet of one Oburu Odinga, interim party leader of the ODM party. For instance, there are some certain quarters now saying that people need to remember how Oburu Odinga behaved all those years when Raila was detained. There are even some people claiming he abandoned Raila's family. Okay, I don't think we should be too harsh on Oburu, because remember at that time he worked for the government of Kenya, and Raila was against the government of Kenya, and therefore the poor man had to keep his job. And one of the ways of doing that was by distancing himself from his brother Raila. But then my point is, all these skeletons from the closet are now emerging rapidly. Trust me, it is only a matter of time before the leadership of Oburu Odinga, the short, chaotic, confused, directionless leadership tenure of ODM, of one man called Oburu, it is only a very brief period of time before that comes to an end. Okay? So, will Aida Odinga accept the prestigious appointment to UNEP? Well, in my opinion, whether or not she accepts it, the damage, the political damage, is already done. You see, in life and in politics, you mess everything when people can see your hook in the bait. For example, you're fishing. If the fish sees the hook behind that delicious morsel that you've put there as the bait, you're done. The fish will not bite. And in politics, this principle is even more terribly important, because it is rather obvious that Kenyans have seen through this appointment by Ruto. They have seen through his strategy, his trick, what he's trying to do. They have seen through it. Yeah, therefore, the whole move is kaput. But I also have a feeling that Aida Odinga will not accept this appointment. But let's wait and see what happens, shall we? Now, as I bring our latest, very latest offer to an end, you have one final window of opportunity to get this amazing ebook on exactly how the late Cyrus Njirongo was assassinated, complete with a video taken on the scene of the crash, moments after it happened. And the new offer is, wait for this one, only Kenya shillings 14.99. You can see details on your screens right now. Please rush. In the next 48 hours or so, this offer will be kaput, gone. So please take full advantage. The sensitive information in this ebook and the video is well worth it, and should help anybody understand exactly what went down here. Until next time, this is Chris Kumekucha.